Evening all, and welcome to episode 46 of season 7 of Factory Town, where we need to go over some things that we did before and tweak them. It was pointed out in the comments by Barry. Sorry, I've forgotten the name now. Terrible. Barry Wilson. Yes, Barry Wilson. Thank you very much. Pointing out that in last episode I was inputting some mana to buildings. That's not the way it's supposed to be done now. That's a holdover from a previous version, and it's all supposed to be done by the shrines, which makes sense. The shrines, I think, are the future. But speaking of the shrines aren't keeping up with demand. We've got some buildings that aren't getting mana boosted. Some are, some aren't. The shrines are quite low on their crystals. So we want to add some more to them. I think I figured out we've got space for 4 more each one. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to do it cheaty. Because I just want to deliver 4, and that's it. So we're going to grab a wagon. We're going to say, hey, would you grab some crystal? And conveniently you will grab 4 of them. And then we're just going to move you up here. Because you can't actually physically get in here. So drop off your crystals in there. Well done. And then do the same for the other side, just to get the numbers up. I have also spent a little time off camera getting the right amount of mana shards into these ones here. So each of them now has 20 mana shards rather than some having this many and some having that many. They've got 20, so they're all evened and flattened out now. And I've got this mess of pipes down here where these were all the excess crystals that I had, but they're all going back into the system and doing the things they need. Okay, so there we go. So we've now got 4 extra crystals, and they will go into here when they're used to get recharged. I think it's recharging faster than it's going, so I think the actual issue is that this isn't transmitting fast enough. So it's got to cover 1, 2, 3, 4.5 buildings, because this one is covered by both. But it can't keep up. It definitely can't keep up. That's got enough mana, that's got enough mana. In fact, some of these are struggling for wood now, which is interesting. But mainly our issue is leather. And again, it was pointed out in the comments that Savannah pointed out that we don't have to do anything special with the pastures because they have an upgrade ability, which I forgot about completely. But we do need to have a look at the numbers here, because we're demanding a certain amount and producing a certain amount, but then we haven't gone further back. So I think we are producing enough books. We need 2 books every 4 seconds, and this produces 1 book every 5 seconds, but it's running at 4 times speed because it has a steam and a booster. So that's 5 divided by 4. So it's producing a book in 1.25 seconds. And we need 1 every 4 seconds. So this is definitely producing enough books, but it can't get enough leather. So it needs 1 leather every 1.25 seconds. As I should do it needs 48 leather a minute. We are currently producing 1 every 4 seconds, which is 15. So we're not producing even half the amount of leather that's required. So we need to upgrade these, but to upgrade these we also need to upgrade the barns behind them, the grain mills, and behind that we need to upgrade the farms, because otherwise we're going to run out and struggle for stuff, for our animal feed and other bits and pieces. So yeah, so if you require, I didn't realise I boosted them up so much. I don't think you actually need that. We need to work off what the enchanters require and need to do. So you require 1 book every 4 seconds, so we need 2 every 4 seconds. Our demand is 2 every 4 seconds. So that's 1 every 2 seconds. That's 30 a minute. We need to get 30 a minute. And so if we can produce 30 leather a minute, then that will do it. I mean, this won't run at full speed, but that's fine. That's fine because it doesn't need to. It doesn't need to run at full speed because it just needs to catch up with these. So this doesn't need its steam boost or the mana boost. Honest with you, it probably could do without one or the other of them because it's sped up way too fast now, but we needed to get it to like I think 3. No, it just needed the mana boost, didn't need the steam. Steam we can turn off, but I'm gonna leave it all on because we might as well. So we want to get 30 leather a minute. So we're currently producing 15. We need to double this. So we need to get 4 work units in here. Now we can do that by just upgrading the pasture. Each one adds 0.5 work units. So we need to upgrade it a fair bit. Or we can earth booster, which gives us 2. And I might go down that route because that's just 2 work units straight on, and the earth boosters are pretty useful. We will need to increase these, however, to keep up. So if this is going to double, at the moment this is correct. So this needs to double as well, and we can do that with a steam booster that can double up there. We could have an air booster, but then we'd have to figure out air in here as well. And these, I don't think we need to add a booster to them because we've still got plenty of work using it, because one worker is +4. Although if we're going for an earth booster with these, could we get an earth shrine in there to cover the we could get an earth shrine in there to cover the farms as well. So we could just add an earth booster to both and run earth boosters in there. So we'd be running, that'd affect 3 buildings and that'd affect 3 buildings. Essentially it's 6 divided by 2, so it's 3 buildings. The center ones get weird. There was a weird thing here where it seemed to be ignoring one of these. I think this was ignoring this one for some reason for a long time. Now it's caught up. But I like the earth booster thing. The earth booster thing seems like an idea, because we could upgrade it, and that's basically free anyway to upgrade it. And well, it's not free. You spend coins and spend resources on it to upgrade it. But we have to upgrade it so many times. If I think you eventually get to the point of using like Omni stones to upgrade it. So an earth booster plus 2 work units is just it just makes sense. So let's put one there, one there. We're going to reset to transmit earth power, and we're going to do the same setup. We're going to do exactly the same thing as here. Okay, do you know what? We're going to do exactly the same thing as here. So I'm just going to copy that with 2 rows, put it there, copy that with 2 rows, because I know the pipes underground are in that certain location. I do this, and when I go back underground, boom, the pipes are all there. Cool. I'll just get rid of the shrines and put in earth shrines. Boom. All connect. Oh, it does a regen boost as well. Linked natural resources. How do I find out what linked natural resources there are? Doesn't tell me. Speeds up. Oh, I suppose that's everything that's in its range. So we don't want to do that. We just want to do transmit. We don't need to worry about the crops being grown quicker. That's fine. And then we need to dump in 4, 8, 12, 16. So 20. What does a caravan carry? 16. So we could dump in 16 here. Now, again, I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to drag it over there. I could bring it over by balloon or pipe it over or whatever, but... Or I could build a little bridge here and have this actually drive over there. But you know what? I have the hand of God, so I'm just going to pick it up, put it down. Boom. Like that. And yeah, if it was a constant supply, I would definitely do that. I would definitely do the whole... building something to do it. I would not be moving things like this at all. It's just because it's a one-off move and drop off. It would be so easy to just build a little bridge and let them drive down and come back again, but we'll just do this. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. They don't hold 16. They hold 32. Don't. Oh, well, there you go. So you got 20 in there now. Cool. Right. And then I'm just going to delete these two, and it can go back to the base. We get all the things back to the base, so that's... Okay, so if we pause this now, we want to add earth boosters to this, farm, the farm, and the farm. And now the farm, you get 100% bonus from workers, so every time you add a worker, you get 100%. But the earth booster is just 2 free workers, and this should easily be able to keep up. This is running 6 buildings. These are running 5 buildings each. This should be running 3 technically, so I think it will keep up. I think it will keep up fine. We just need to boost these, which is going to be done with steam. Anywhere I can think of doing that. So we need to run some steam pipes down here, which is easy enough. We have steam pipe being distributed down here. I think this pipe can deal with throughput. Oh, there you go. See, this is what I meant by when you copy things, it copies every layer. So I've also copied the steam pipes there. We don't want them. Let's get rid of those. It's very useful if you're copying something. I've got the resources. Why can't I put it down? It may be because there's a pipe underground that you're trying to copy and you don't have. Remember that one. I'm going to try this. I don't know if this is going to work. It was also explained in the comments about how the inputs work on this thing here, and they're honestly a little confusing. Hold means it will fill the building and then hold, and when the building requires more, it will put more into it. Bypass means it will fill the building and then let stuff go by. Default is bypass, but might be different depending on what pipe you're using, which is honestly confusing. I need to verify exactly what this is going on here. I am also confused as to why you would ever need the hold situation. I'm sure there are reasons for it. I can't think of any. If you are building a pipe that continues on, why would you not want the stuff to continue on? It makes no sense. So, and if you don't want the stuff going on, you wouldn't build a pipe to carry on. You would just build the pipe elsewhere, go around it. So you wouldn't. So I don't know why hold is a thing. So yeah, so I'm going to set these to bypass, which means that they will bypass. I don't know what the default is for steam, but that means it will fill the buildings up in there, and then it will bypass and go to these ones. Okay, and if this requires buildings, it will go into the building first, which is the old way of doing things, which I like. That made so much sense. You know, it's just like it goes into this one, then it goes into that one, then it goes into the next one. You see, it's filling up these ones here and we'll go down here. Now, I don't know whether that can actually deal with this. As in, I don't know if that pipe can deal with it, but we need more we need more wheels. Oh. How many am I storing? I have a feeling I'm not storing enough. They're being made over here. No, they're being made here in this mess of a thing here, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, we're not, I don't feel as if we're storing enough. So upgrade this barn. We're going to store 100 then instead. That means we'll store more rails. More rails is good. We're fine with rails. So now let's go over here and have a look, see what's happening here. So you've got a steam booster, you've got a steam booster. We'll keep it up. Now you are going to be consuming, instead of 2 grain, you're now consuming 1 grain a second, which means this needs to be producing 2 grain a second, which it should be doing if it had a earth booster. But the earth booster is... For some bizarre reason, the earth booster is prioritizing that and not sending any over here. Yeah, it's not. Oh, there you go. It sent one. I don't. What I'm confused at here is the priority system. I don't get why, like, it would fire so many shots into this and not into that. Surely it should prioritize whatever's got the lowest mana boost. The other thing that would be nice as well is the ability to turn off the mana. Be able to disable this. Because it's clearly not working. It's clearly not working. This is getting priority. The two are set in the center. That makes sense. That makes sense because they're covered by both. That makes sense to me. But then these two are getting enough boosters. This one isn't, and I think it's because these are using more because they've got steam in them. So is this not going to be able to keep up? Is that the problem? Because it's 1 a second, not going to be able to keep up. That is possible. That is possible. These may need... We've got 3 recharging auto. It's not like they're running out of earth crystals. They have just enough earth crystals to run. So it's not like it's running out. That's what I was worried about here, whether it wasn't enough crystals in there, but it's not. It's purely they can only fire 1 shot per go, per second. And some of these are using more than 1 a second, aren't you? You're not firing more. You're definitely. I mean, at 6 a go, you're producing. Well, at 2 a go, you should be producing 2. Yeah, I'm thinking that the earth boosters for the farms isn't going to work. Unless we build many more earth boosters. It looks like you need like lots of them because it said 1 a second, and this is firing off twice a second at the moment, and then with 6 it's firing off 3 times a second. And we need to get it firing off 4 times a second because we need to be producing 4 grain a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this and I'm going to actually delete these to get rid of their earth boosters. Then we're going to put new ones in. Boom, boom. Take that, copy, boom. And we're just going to up the personality. We're not going to do the earth boosters. You do, I think you lose the earth booster, whatever you pay for them, if you destroy the building. So, yeah. But we need this to be 8, so we need 8 workers in these. Let's kind of get into capacity. So technically you could get 8, 10, you could get 12. Boosters, so 8 a second. So at the moment it's producing 30 a minute. Times that by 8 means it's producing 240 a minute, which is 4 a second, which is what we need. What's going on here? So you could get to a maximum of 12. So 30 times 12 is 360, which is 6 a second. You can get to a maximum of 6 grain per second from here, which is quite cool. Which makes sense, is whatever this number is divided by 2, because 2 work units. Duh. Ugh. Brain. Right. Okay, so what do we need to make? We need 20 wheels. We've got 38. Come on, wheels. So now all these have to worry about is this one, and both of them worry about this one and this one. And we'll see whether this keeps up with what it needs to do. It doesn't look like the grain mills are running out of grain now. So they are running at full speed, which means this is going to be getting enough to do its thing, so it's never going to stop. And because it's not stopping, it's now producing 2 a second. 8 divided by 4 is 2 a second. And then you are consuming way more than that, but we don't need to consume more than that because you are using 1 every 4 seconds, 2 every 4 seconds, which is 1 every 2 seconds, and you're producing 1 every 2 seconds. So this all works. So providing our steam doesn't fail this, and our mana doesn't fail this, we should be okay. I don't think the steam's going to fail. I'm just concerned that this pipe isn't going to be able to keep up once this is all running. Okay, so we can add 2 more now. So let's add a steam booster to these outside 2 here. Getting lots of steam come in. We'll be able to keep up with this now, hopefully. But you look like you kind of are. Yep, that's good. Okay. Okay, so that means you're going to be okay for wood. So, now we also need to look at paper. So, if we're doing the same thing, if we require 1 book every 2 seconds, we need 4 paper every 2 seconds. And we need 30 paper a minute. You are currently producing more than that. Because you've got an air booster. So with that air booster, you are producing if it's 2 divided by 4 times 60 is 30. You're producing 30 a minute. Okay, so one of these is producing enough paper to keep this going. Huh. Is that right? We build 2 then. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. That makes sense. We built 2 because obviously they were 1 a second. 1 every 4. But the air booster gives us 3. Gives us 3 to go. No, wait, hold on. You're producing 30 paper a second, a minute anyway, at default. I feel as if I've got myself confused here. Numbers, too many numbers. So we want 1 book every 4 seconds. 2 books. 2 books every 4 seconds. Okay. So that's 1 book every 2 seconds, which is we need 30 books a minute. Okay. And to make a book requires 4. So we need 120, which is 30 times 4. That's where I'm going wrong. I'm thinking it's 1 paper for a book, but it's 4 papers for a book. That's where I'm going wrong. So we need 120 paper a minute. So you, at 3 times speed, 4 divided by 3 is 1.33. That's awkward. Actually, it's 3 divided by 4, isn't it? So it's taking 0.75. No, because if it was 4 a second, it'd be 1. So it's 4 divided by 3. Yeah. that means it is 1.3 seconds to make 2 paper. So I'm going to divide that by 2, which means it's 0.66 paper a second. Times 60 means we're making 40 paper a minute. No, that's not right. That's not right. 60 divided by 4, then divided by 2. No, 60 divided by 4 times by 2. What the hell? Why? So it takes 4 work units, which is 4 seconds to make 2 paper. So that's 60 divided by 4 times 2, because it's 1 minute divided by the work units times how many it makes. So this makes 30 a minute. We can then times that by 3, which means it makes 90 a minute, because we have three work units running. Okay, I will get my head around this one day. I'm really sorry. I know I keep going over and over this, but I have to get it into my head, because I clearly don't know what I'm talking about, because I keep getting it wrong. So if it's 90 minutes, and then we can times that by 2, that's 180 minutes. So this is correct. This is correct. We figured this out. I feel like I've done this before. So these are correct, and these are producing enough to run this, if it was producing enough. But clearly it's not. So we're consuming 45 logs a minute for each one of these. So 1, 2, 3, 6 times 6 is, we need 270 wood a minute. What are you doing? At 3 workers, that would be 60. So I need to set this to 9 workers. Okay, and that's 270 wood a minute at 9 workers, because so 60 divided by 3 means we produce 20 a minute, and times by 9 is 180. No, that's not right. Not 270, 180. Why did I think that was 3 times the amount? Don't assume stuff. Always double check. Always double check your maths, because clearly I just got that wrong there. So that means one forester can't actually keep up with this. If it can produce 180, it can produce 200 a minute maximum, and chutes can't do that. Chutes are just under that. Chutes are. So even if we added an earth booster to it, also, it wouldn't be enough, because the chutes aren't enough. So we need either 2 outputs, or we need 2 outputs. So we need to redesign our log distribution, because it's not going to be enough. We still don't have enough iron wheels. Why is this so slow? Come on, so slow. So why are you so slow? Oh, because you're making wall stuff, and you weren't designed to be fast, because we weren't worried about it in the slightest. So this will happen, and then the reason things are running the way they are at the moment is because our centre ones don't have the steam booster, so they're not producing enough grain for this. But when they do, they'll start going, and then we will run out of logs. That's why this centre is filled up. So so 60 divided by 3 is 20 a minute, and then times that by, with an earth booster, we can get 12. That's 240. That's still not enough. Even if I put this up to 10 people and earth boosted it, it's not enough. Even though it looks like it is kind of filling up, which is very interesting. It's probably because these don't have enough oomph to. Yeah, I think the shrines just don't have enough oomph to fill up enough. You're doing one a minute. Sorry, you're doing one a second. So we need to get back one a second. So we need to have these take 4 seconds, which is why I needed 4 of them. Because then they're doing one a second. So you're doing one every 4. You're doing one every 4. So that's 2 every 4. That's 3 every 4. That's 4 every 4. Even though this one never appears to have anything in it. So why the 3 fill up and the 4th one doesn't when you're supposed to be running? That is strange. That is strange. If that's doing one, if that's using 1 crystal per second, these take 4 seconds to recharge a single crystal, just 1 crystal. Oh, I think it's because this one is actually running. So this one is running. It's just that it's not filling up because we're capped out. So you need 4 recharges for one. So if I added another air shrine, I'd put 4 more recharge down. I think that's the way to go here. I feel as if we're not producing enough mana for everything here. So, right, let's go underground. So we've got a pipe here we can't do anything with. That's nice. Our steam is keeping up. That's fine. That's not a problem. So if we went underground to our overlay. What if we put another air shrine in? There and there. Told you to do transmit air here. I'm normally I know what I'm doing when it comes to this. I don't want to put that there because it's caused problems. An output onto that there. So yeah, normally I know what I'm doing because I've played this game a fair bit and understand how things go. But this mana system is new to me, so I don't know what I'm doing, and I like that I don't know what I'm doing. It makes a nice sort of change to know that. I still need to learn stuff. That isn't going to work. I need to actually build it this way. Something like that. So you output through all the recharges and then into that one, and you output through all the recharges and then into that one. Like that. Yeah, so as I said, it's nice to not know what you're doing for a change, because it means you learn new things, and I've had wonderful people commenting, telling me how this is working and how that's supposed to work. It's like it's nice to be able to learn new things, understand how things go, and get an understanding of it, and hopefully you can see the challenges I'm having with it, so you can kind of understand. Don't do it this way or don't do it that way. You can see the mistakes I'm making. And you might go, well, that if that's how you tried it, I'll try a different way, and you might find a better way to do it. Whereas if I just showed you how it worked, you might copy what I'm doing, and what I'm doing might be flawed, which I've done before many times. I've had broken things and not realised it. But more importantly, if you just copy what someone else is doing, just going, oh, that's the build that works, so I build that one. You may not find a better solution for what you're after. You might find something, if you build it yourself, that works better for what you're trying to do. Like here, I'm building this sort of way. You might find it better to go, well, actually, if I move these over here and have just say one covering, spread the buildings out a bit more, and I'll have one covering just 2 buildings, and I'll do it that way. And we'll just run 2 buildings off each one. So move the air shrines over here. So one air shrine covers these two or these three buildings, and one covers these three, and one covers these three, and it might work better. Now I've said that, I think that would work better. Having 3 air shrines and just covering 3 buildings with each one would have probably made more sense to keep up. But we're doing it this way now because that's what we've done. Also, this is not going to keep up because there's not enough crystals to go around. So, yeah. But they do all still cover every building, so that's fine. But they are going to run out of crystals, so we need to dump some more in here. So let's finish the episode with more stealing of crystals. Both of you, would you do this, please? We're going to move you to there. And what I might do is I might just try and dump all of these in to so it's not outputting. That's interesting. Why is it not outputting? What have I done wrong here? I need to set everyone to bypass, I think. Right. Around again. What have I done here? Input, output. We can't output because of flooded it. I flooded the engine. Yep, I flooded it. We have a problem. We have a problem. It can be fixed. It can be fixed with a crate. Let's make a crate. I'll put the crate there and there. We'll go back underground and we will grab another one here and do that. Pause this. Okay. There. Go. Pause. Just because I want to break the pipes. And I want to make sure they're all set to bypass, because it's very strange that they don't default to bypass. Lock up otherwise. Apart from that one doesn't matter because that's just a buffer. But the stuff comes in, goes straight out again. In fact, now I could probably get rid of that because it's not even needed. But what I could have done was actually drop more stuff into it. Now this is the only thing I was a little concerned about, was that the air shrine wasn't going to share its crystals. It's going to fill one up rather than the other. It should balance. It may not. This one might not get enough crystals to do it, but it should. I mean, once this one consumes its stuff and it runs around, this is using 1 a second. Recharges at 1 a second, it goes into here. This is using 1 a second. So it should eventually balance out. I hope. And it's just a fact of the matter that these are full of crystals and these recharges are not. It's a bit of a problem. Yeah, one might fill up above the other one. That's fine. That's fine. It's not a problem. It's fine. We could always dump some more into here. Not wagon. Caravan. Let's go to the base. Let's steal them back out of the base. We've been dumping a lot of crystals in the base. You grab those, please. Okay. And come over here, and now it's going to be all uneven because I can't dump just a dump. We'll dump 20 in there. Plop. And dump them in here. Plop. Because this one seems to be a bit more balanced than the other one. just for balancing purposes. There we go. So you've now got 20, you've got that, you're fine. You've got a bit of storage. Everything's good. Everything's good. We are charging enough things. We're getting enough stuff going. We almost have iron wheels. This episode is 40 minutes long, and I normally don't do that. One more wheel. There we go. Add steam booster. Everything is good. Everything is awesome. There we go. So I'm now going to watch this and find out whether my numbers are correct. My wood should run out. That should be the problem. We should run out of wood. If my numbers are correct, we should run out of wood. So we will see. Yeah, so hopefully you've seen how I've done the solution for that, and you can come up with something way better, because that's yeah. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you again in the next one. And until then, as always, have fun.